Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I am super excited today because I just picked up a gun that I have wanted since 2017 when this gun first came out. So we're going to do an unboxing today, and I haven't really been able to handle the gun yet, so you're going to experience this gun with me for the first time. So, just looking at the box here, we have a really short Mossberg box. On the left here, we have a warning saying exactly what this gun should and should not be used for. If that would give you any sort of a clue. Also, the thumbnail probably gives it away, but let's open this bad boy up. Alright, so obviously we have our gun lock and our manual, and I think there is a letter from the ATF in here. And I've seen other people show these off as well, so I know exactly what this is all about. And pull the gun out here. It is actually wrapped and sealed in plastic. This is a Mossberg nightstick. So let's get it out of the plastic and we'll show it off. Alright, so now that it's out of the plastic, you can see a little better what it is. This is, like I said, the Mossberg nightstick, also known as the Mossberg 590 Shockwave. The nightstick is the version of the gun that has wood furniture on it and a leather strap instead of a nylon strap. And I mentioned I wanted this gun since 2017, so Mossberg came out with the Mossberg Shockwave in 2017, which is it's a firearm. It is not considered a shotgun. It's not considered a short-barreled shotgun. It's not considered any other weapon, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's not considered a handgun. It is this weird little niche that is called a firearm. Basically, it was never manufactured with a stock, so it's not meant to be shot from the shoulder like a shotgun is legally classified as. It's got a 14-inch barrel, and it's got an overall length of just over 26 inches, and all of those characteristics basically keeps it out of being characterized as all of those other types of firearms, so it is literally just called a firearm, even though for all intents and purposes this is a short barrel shotgun or just a shotgun, if you're not an idiot and realize that just because the length of the barrel is shorter or longer doesn't necessarily mean that it's any different of a gun. But the ATF says otherwise, and hey, who am I to complain, because this is just a really cool gun. And like I said, I've wanted one of these for a while. Now, I mentioned the AOW, the any other weapon. Now, Serbu, who makes 50 caliber rifles, they, for a long time, made the Serbu Super Shorty out of Mossberg 500s and Remington 870s, and the Serbu Super Shorty was called an AOW, or an any other weapon, which was still an NFA item, but it's kind of a weird NFA item because it is it's not a short-barreled shotgun because of how it's classified. It's considered an any other weapon, and basically it was just a really, really short Mossberg 500 or a Remington 870. I don't remember how long the barrel actually was, but it only had a 2-round mag tube, and it had a straight pistol grip, and it had, instead of an actual forend, it had like a little folding grip, so you can hold it with both hands, straight up and down with both hands, and it was kind of cool looking. And I kind of wanted one for a while, and of course, you have the NFA tax stamp, only it's a $5 tax stamp. It wasn't a $200 tax stamp, and I don't really know all the legalities of that, but it was only a $5 tax stamp. I mean, you still had like your waiting periods, I believe, just like any other NFA item, but it was a cheaper version, if you will. And when the Mossberg Shockwave came out, and also the Remington TAC-14, and all these other firearms, which, like I said, is the over 26 inches. When those came out, those were basically the final nail in the coffin for the Serbu Super Shorty, and even Mossberg, I think, even made their own any other weapons. I forget what they were called, but they were 2 and 3 round capacity AOWs, and I don't believe they're on their website anymore. So those are really just no longer, and I don't know if anybody else actually makes AOW shotgun style weapons. But I mean, ever since these kind of guns came out, they have basically taken the market by storm, and they're super popular. Like I said, Mossberg came out first, then it was the Remington TAC-14, and then there was like the I think there's a couple of foreign made firearm versions, and then there's the the Remington TAC-13, which is a semi-automatic, and then there's the Henry Axe, which is another cool one. That is a lever action 410. Those are really cool guns. I was always more fond of the Mossberg, because the Mossberg 500 and 590, those are my favorite types of shotguns. I think ergonomically they are just superior to any other shotgun. It's just my opinion, but it's what I like. So when the Mossberg Shockwave came out, I really liked it, but it only had synthetic furniture, and I really thought it would be cool to have a Mossberg Shockwave with wood furniture. And then a few years later, they came out with the Nightstick, which had wood furniture, and obviously the rest is history. So it's just a really cool firearm. It's a little rough right now, needs to be lubed up, so it doesn't, it's not super smooth, but get a little oil in there, and take it to the range, do a little shooting with it, and I think it'll be a nice firearm to take to the range. So, like I said, really excited about this gun, and I really want to get the adapter for the mini shells. I forget what the company is that makes an adapter, but they make a little adapter, and it's like only $20, and it's just like a little piece of rubber that goes in here, and then you can use the Aguila mini shells or the Federal mini shells, and I think there might even be 1 or 2 other companies that make shorter shotgun shells that would work in this gun. And I think this is the perfect type of gun to use mini shells in, because you're limited on capacity with a shotgun style weapon in general because of the tube magazine, and being such a short barrel, you're limited to 5+1 with a 2 3/4 shells with this particular model. But if you use the mini shells, I think you can get up to 8+1 in this particular model. And they do make longer versions that have 18-inch barrels or 18.5-inch barrels, where normally it would be like a 7-round capacity. But in those, you could put, I don't know, like 12, 13, I don't know exactly how many rounds of mini shells, maybe 12 plus 1. But I really wanted the short version, because I just think if you don't get the short version, you're not getting the full potential of the firearm classification of this weapon. So with this configuration, it would probably be 8+1 mini shells, and I think that would be ideal for this type of gun. You have reduced recoil and more capacity, and I could probably do some testing with it and see how much felt recoil, how much of a difference of felt recoil it is between a 2 3/4 inch shell and the 1 3/4 inch shell, I think is the size of the mini shell. So there's going to be all kinds of videos on this gun in the future, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, very excited. Probably one of the most exciting guns I've ever added to my collection.
Hey, before I go, I just thought I'd remind everybody that I do have a second channel called Redneck Off the Range. Over there, I post most of my non-gun related content, so whether it's a video on my new tractor, my power tools, my projects that I'm working on, maybe wild game recipes, or just a random vlog, I post all of this kind of content over on my secondary channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out, Redneck Off the Range. But that's all for this video, so subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.